Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Hales and I make videos about the books that I'm reading. So I have a new video that I haven't done before on my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a book unhaul. I have a problem buying books. I know that. I accept that. I acknowledge it. I put it out into the world. I have a problem buying books. That being said, the problem has gotten a lot better. When I first got into Booktube, would do a lot of book hauls. I would go to the Goodwill bookstore that is nearby. I would go to Books A Million because they have a pretty decent clearance section. So I would buy books for $3, $4, $5. And they've sat over here on these shelves for 6 years, I want to say. I started my Instagram in 2019 and I started this YouTube channel in 2020. And I have collected a lot of books and I've read a lot of books. I think just in the past 3 or 4 years, I've read over 500, but I really haven't read too many from my physical TBR. And I don't know when I'm going to be perfectly honest. I have been in a physical reading slump for a while. I don't remember the last book that I picked up and finished physically. I remember buying a bunch of romance books in 2022, I believe. And I remember sitting and reading those physically. And I've read like 9 books over the course of a week, which is not something that I do regularly at all. I used to be a really fast reader and I am not so much anymore. So I have decided to take yet another stack of books down to my local used bookstore and see what they'll take, what they want to buy. I believe that I can leave whatever they don't want and they'll donate it accordingly. I think. If not, then they're gonna end up at Goodwill. But all that being said, I am going to go through, I think I might have 15 books here that I am going to unhaul. So let's just dive into it. I'm already a little hesitant because this looks so good. It is called The Smoke Thieves. It's by Sally Green. But I don't remember why I wanted this. It's a princess fantasy, I guess. But I picked it up and it was probably like $4 at Books A Million. They didn't dot it with the little thing that they usually like market. The cover is intriguing, but I don't know what this is about. I bought so many books to buy books. And I'm gonna admit that. I bought a lot of books because I thought that I needed to for Bookstagram and for Booktube. I thought that I needed to make book hauls, so I would just buy books because they looked mildly interesting. And I now have not been reading a lot of fantasy. So that one's gonna go. I have a stack sitting here that I probably should have just like picked a handful up. The next 2 that I have are from The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. Flamel? I think it's Flamel. But then I got in my head and I was like, no, you're an American. You don't say it like that. But it probably is Flamel. And these are books 1 and 6. It's The Alchemist and Enchantress. I'm never gonna read these. I am sorry if this is like your favorite series, but I bought these Actually, I don't think I even bought these. I think my mom got them from Feeding Reading, which is, I believe, where this one came from as well. And it is I Have Lost My Way by Gail Foreman. Okay, now hold on. So this is about a girl recording her debut album. And now I'm kind of like, perhaps I do want to read that. But I've had it for years and I've never picked it up and I haven't thought about it. And to be honest, this is the first time that I'm like really noticing that it's a book that exists. So I will probably just keep that in the pile. I had originally wanted it because I love If I Stay and Where She Went. Where She Went specifically is like top 5 favorite books of all time for me. And it's by the same author, but I just don't think I'm going to pick that up. So next book is The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. This was $2.99 at the Goodwill bookstore. The cover is really pretty. The cover is really pretty, and I remember this being pretty big on Booktube when it came out, which was, let's see, how long ago was this? Because it's just been sitting. 2018, yeah. And I've had it a decent amount of time. And I didn't read the first one. This is a sequel. I don't think I even have the first one. It wasn't over here where this one was, and I at least try to keep sequels with the first book. But yeah, so I'm not going to read this either. I never picked it up. I just hit the tripod with it, though. Okay, I have a couple more. Actually, I have 8 more. Gray by E.L. James that I just hit myself in the face with. That is appropriate for this man. All right. That worked out for me, I guess. I read the first 3. I enjoyed the first 3. They were the first dark, toxic, spicy books that I ever read. I read them about the time they came out. I read the fan fiction when that was a thing. Not like sat down to read the fan fiction because I was interested. More so sat down to read the fan fiction because it was being turned into a real book and there were like the rumblings that was happening. Okay. I bought this book, this next one, because there's a figure skate on the cover, and I was a figure skater as a child. That was my sport of choice. It is called Thin Ice. It's by Irene Hannon. This isn't the first book in the series. It's like interconnected, I guess. I don't know. It's crime drama, maybe not drama, but it's a crime book. And I'm just not going to read it. I bought it because there was a figure skate on the cover, but I think it's just that a figure skater is killed. And that's not enough for me to want to read it. I think I have in my hands now, though, the most controversial book that's going to be in this video, and this is probably the one that I'm going to get comments about, and that is Verity by Colleen Hoover. I picked this up before I knew all the shit about her, and it was subpar. I don't care. I don't care. It was fine for what it is. The first couple pages were disgusting and I thought I was going to throw up. I didn't enjoy it. I might have given this 2 stars. Somebody else, I'm sure, will have more fun with it than I will. Yeah. Let's grab a couple more because I'm almost done with the pile. This one, Alex and Eliza by Melissa De La Cruz. I'm just getting rid of this because I have another copy behind me that is hardback. And as much as I prefer reading a paperback, I will probably keep the hardback because I have the rest of the series in hardback and I just don't want to have to rebuy them. Oh my goodness. It's so weird to talk about books that you're getting rid of because the two in my hand, I don't have any knowledge of what they're about. Beyond the Bright Sea by Lauren Wolk. I think this was another feeding reading book, but I picked it because it was in the young adult section and they have like toddler books, they have your first chapter books, and then they have YA, and that's as far as it goes. They don't have an adult program to it, which is fine. The whole point is to put books in like children's hands. So my mom would typically like send me the list and say, if there's anything you want from here, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to get the children's books. And then they typically end up with whoever has a baby in our family and friends circle. Yeah. I have said, yeah, so many times. But then I have Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. This is a YA romance. And that is the only reason that I'm not gonna read this. I really don't read too much YA these days in general. I still read Cassandra Clare. I'm still finishing the Shadowhunters series because I've been reading them since 2007, and I will read whatever Shadowhunters, anything she gives me. And then I like YA mystery thrillers like Truly Devious and The Naturals. I like the Inheritance games, pretty much anything that Jennifer Lynn Barnes writes, actually. But I don't read YA romance except for like Better Than the Movies and that. And that is purely because the author loves Joshua Bassett, and I can also be real about that. Yeah. Okay, I have two more books that I am getting rid of. I should have put this stuff on a table or something because I'm just bending down to grab them. Okay, so I have Counting Down with You by Tashi Boyan. If that is not how you say her name, please let me know. I will Google it, but I am filming on my phone, so I can't do that right now. This is just another YA romance that I'm not gonna read, and that is really the only reason. Yeah, it's purely that it's YA romance. And then I have the last one, Fire by Kristen Kishore. I think the first post that I ever made about books on like any Instagram account was that I had posted about Graceling, and this is a companion to Graceling, but I never read Graceling. I never read Graceling. I bought it in like 2015, I want to say, and I didn't read it, and I don't think I even have it anymore. I think I got rid of it last time I took books to the used bookstore because I'm not seeing it on my shelves. Yeah, so that will be joining the stack of books that I am getting rid of. If there are any books in here that I should consider keeping, let me know. I would love to hear your opinion on that, because if you can sway me, then I might keep it and read it, see what it's all about. But yeah, these are just books that have sat on my shelves for way too long, and I don't have a lot of shelf space, and barring moving out of this house and having a larger room to put more bookshelves, the 5 big ones and 3 little ones that I have are it. And my Shadowhunters and Twilight shelves are full. They are full. I have books sitting in front of them because they just won't go on the shelves. And I could make the Shadowhunters shelves work. I could. I accept that I want to have some of them facing out, and that is taking space away from me, but it's fine. So yeah, those are the books that I am unhauling right now. There is a decent possibility that I look through my shelves and decide to get rid of more. And so if you'd like to see another unhaul, let me know in the comments, and I will keep the books separate and try to make a video next time I decide to take a box down to shelf indulgence. But that is it for today's video. If you liked this video, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you've unhauled any books lately. Leave an emoji if you want, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.